Good, everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 65. Now this chapter right here, man, so we have Zeph continuing the theme that he was talking about in the last chapter, where he says it's not so much who's the strongest but who has the will to never give up. And he makes this really cool speech where he's telling Sanji that, look, man, like that kid Luffy, he has no give in him. And he says that in battle the person who hesitates is over with for him. And I really like this part of Zeph, right? Because he's got all this experience, but instead of talking down to Sanji, instead of being patronizing, he's actually talking to him like how I would talk to one of the younger dudes I mentor. I got this 18-year-old kid that, well, he's 19 now, but I give him game. I talk to him and I just give him life lessons, stuff that I wish I would have known, God, like 8 years ago. So for me, I think this is pretty cool, man, just to kind of see how Zeph is talking to Sanji and he's teaching him lessons while Luffy's actually showing them out. Like while Zeph is talking to him, he's actually seeing it unfold. And this is the thing, right? Like I said it in the comment section, in one of the other videos. For me, to see how Luffy kind of just goes full steam ahead and commits to the scene no matter what. That's kind of like me in a sense. And the reason why I say that is, I've said before, if I screw up, I'm just going to commit to it all the way, And so for Luffy, it's kind of the same thing, man. Like, he may win, he may not win, but at this point, he's already so invested into the current situation that he's like, I'm going to see it through. Because if you think about it, he's on his own. His entire crew is gone. So if Luffy falls, that's it for his crew. And I thought that was pretty cool, and just the symbolism that was in that, because you have Zeph who is talking to Sanji, who is probably going to be his next recruit. And Sanji seeing what his next captain's going to be, because Zeph in a way has been his captain. So it's like one captain passing the mantle on to the other one. I saw a lot of different symbolism in this chapter, not so much in the actual fighting. There was this one scene where you see Luffy and he's hanging above the ship, and old boy Don Krieg says, look, man, you think your monkey tricks are gonna work? And that's, it's a great pun on his name, Luffy the monkey. But there's this really crazy sequence of events, man. Like, I thought maybe Luffy was just kind of hanging from the top of the ship in order to be funny. But look at this, man. He breaks off the flag post, and this is after Zeph is telling Sanji the person who hesitates in battle is going to lose. And if you look, Luffy's taking the opportunity to just throw that post, because it's so heavy, it's going to move a lot quicker, especially when you take into the fact that, gravity is working for him. But Don Krieg is very resourceful, man. He's got a freaking flamethrower. And, it's just little small things like that, like seeing the contrast in abilities. Like Luffy, no pun intended, but Luffy is literally a monkey with it. Monkeys are so unpredictable if you watch them play. There's a method to their madness, but you have to sit there and analyze over, and you'll go crazy at some points, because sometimes they just do stuff for the hell of it. It's kind of like how in Dragon Ball Revival F, where Whis was telling Goku and Vegeta, you have to be able to move consciously without actually thinking about it. So it's the ultimate level of having the connection between mind, body, and soul. And that's kind of what I get from Luffy when Luffy's fighting. Like, there's no direct method, but at the same time, he's not just winging it either. And that's one of my problems with him. I thought that he was kind of winging it. And when I'm watching this, or excuse me, while I'm reading this, I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, Luffy's actually got a method to his madness when he's fighting. So that was very interesting to see. And then on the other hand, you have Don Krieg, who relies on his armor, he relies on his weapons, he's got dirty trick after dirty trick after dirty trick. That's cool, but at the same time, the person who just relies on material stuff, it's not going to get anywhere. You know, to use another example for you, you know, I'm somebody that loves cars. You know, like the faster the car, the more in love I am with it. But at the same time, you can have a fast car and then have a car that might be a little slower, but it's going to come down to the driver. If you don't know how to get the most out of that car, the fast car can lose. And I feel like in this case, Don Krieg is actually stronger than Luffy. But because Luffy doesn't have the experience, because Luffy has that extra little tidbit about him. And like Zeph said, you know, when you're able to take advantage in a battle, a split second is all you need. And that's exactly how this chapter ends off, man. You know, Luffy is using a Gomu Gomu Bazooka, and I'm thinking that's it, man. You know, like I said, we get this nice 3/4 panel spread where Luffy is just, God, he brought down the double axe hammer on him, man. And it, right there, that's the look of somebody's out of it. And I'm starting to notice a trend with Oda. Whenever he is finishing people off, they usually have that expression, man. Like, because I remember seeing something similar on Captain Kuro and something similar on Buggy the Clown when Luffy took them out. I don't remember what happened with Axe Hand Morgan, but I do remember this. So I think that the fight is actually concluded. So if that's the case, this was pretty enjoyable. This would probably be my favorite One Piece fight so far. And it just barely edges out Kuro, because I felt like Kuro definitely raised the stakes, because he was dead set on slaughtering his men, and then at the same time you had Django, you know, going after Kaya. So there was a lot more at stake in that fight, whereas with this one, it's more the backstory for Sanji that is really making this fight special for me. Even though when you look at it, Don Krieg and Luffy have nothing to do with Sanji's backstory, but just the build-up that backstory and that relationship with Zeph really caused everything to be raised up. The tension was higher. I mean, it's great writing. I mean, it's really great writing in this case, because it follows, you know, Sanji and Gin and Sanji and Pearl. I mean, this is really good. This is really good. I can definitely tell that Oda worked on the staff of Rurouni Kenshin, because this arc right here reminded me of Kenshin. Now, again, if you guys have not checked out Kenshin, the anime isn't as top-notch as stuff as you have now, but the story is great. If you can't get into anime, I'd highly recommend reading the manga. But that's it for this chapter review. I really don't have a chapter question for you guys, so if I had to ask one, I would say, what did you think about the difference in Don Krieg and Luffy? Did you think I was right? You know, because I'm going more on the side of Zeph when Zeph says that in battle you just need that split opportunity, and because Luffy doesn't have that give in him, he's going to be able to find that one silver lining, that one opportunity needed to change the tide in battle. But those are just my thoughts. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, and share. I greatly appreciate it. But that's it. Thanks for watching.
灰色の人